Black T-shirt day for Connor Branch. Oh yeah, Black T-shirt day for me. What? Anyway, what is up, guys? Colin, aka Connor Branch here. I just want to do a little introduction to my black T-shirt. I don't usually wear these, so awesome for me. But anyway, all right. So today, sorry. First of all, forgive me because I have not made a rant video for the last Friday was estimate. I have not made a rant video for the last 4 days. I know, 4 days. Because of Labor Day coming up and all, it's been so busy for me. And then yesterday, I was making a rant video. My grandma interrupted me down there, so I deleted it. It wasn't really worth it for a while anyway. So I said redo it today. This is my 3rd time redoing it, so I'm gonna get it done. But today, I'm gonna be ranting about Spider-Man 1, from all the way back from 2002 by Tobey Maguire. The first Spider-Man movie. I'm gonna be ranting about that. Now, I have the first Spider-Man movie came out in 2002, and I watched it last month, and it was a pretty good first movie. Basically, right in this video, I'm going to explain like the general idea, like the general idea of how this first Spider-Man goes. So Peter Parker, who is played by Tobey Maguire, is a senior in high school, almost in college, at graduation. I think he and the whole senior class goes to the local science museum for a maybe I don't know what they went there for, but just for like they went to the science museum just for fun. I don't know any reason why they went there, but they just went there. So, and then Peter ends up getting bit by a radioactive spider on the neck right here, a radioactive spider right here, while taking pictures of Mary Jane Watson for the yearbook, I guess. Anyway, he gets bitten by a radioactive spider, and then he goes home that night, and the symptoms catch up with him. You know, he doesn't have a good night's sleep. All the symptoms that are coming up on him. Then, in the morning, he wakes up and finds out that he can shoot webs out of his fingers, and he shoots his whole entire room with these webs. Like he's able to shoot webs now because of the spider bite. So Peter Parker's like and he shoots the lamp and breaks it, and he shoots his desk, and the windows and everywhere around his room, boom, boom, boom. Then his Aunt May comes in, and he's like, Peter, was everything all right? What happened last night? He's like, don't worry, May, I'm fine. I'm surprised like she couldn't tell when he said I'm fine, and there were like webs all over his room. I'm surprised like she couldn't tell a difference or anything. But anyway, so he goes to school, and he also catches Mary Jane Watson like in his arms. When she slips on a puddle in the lunchroom and almost drops her food, and he catches literally all the food on the tray. He does all this because he not only does he have like web powers, but he also has super strength. So that's good too. Yeah, that's good too. Yeah. What else? Oh yeah. He also gets in a fight with one of the other seniors named Flash, because I guess he bumps him into a tray or something. I guess I don't know. I forgot everything that happened in the first movie because I saw the first movie last month. I've watched the first movie and Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2. I've watched the first 2 movies. I just started Spider-Man 3 this morning, so I'm kind of lost of how the first movie went because I haven't seen that one in a while. So anyway, then after that, what was some other highlights? Oh yeah, they end up what was it? Oh yeah, Mary Jane apparently liked Flash instead of Peter Parker, and Peter Parker liked Mary Jane Watson, because like Mary Jane wanted to go with Flash in his new car, which Peter Parker's lucky he didn't give Flash a black eye for graduation. But I think Flash and Mary Jane end up they end up breaking up on graduation day. Graduation day, because I guess something happened. So he gives her back I guess, or the ring, I guess, and then they part, and Harry, and I think Harry liked Mary Jane too. Obviously, yeah, he did. So they end up dating briefly in that movie until Peter Parker, who becomes Spider-Man in his full suit, goes through with the help of his boss, Mr. Jameson. Now, Mr. Jameson's awesome. If you watch if you watch all three Spider-Man movies, which I haven't watched all three yet, but if you watch them, you'll love Mr. Jameson, played by J.K. Simmons. Yeah, J.K. Simmons is pretty awesome, and his character Jameson's is hilarious as his newspaper worker. And Mr. Jameson's job, like in the comics, I think, yeah, like in the comics, is to report about what Spider-Man does. And also, Harry's father, Norman Osborn, is a scientist who does tests in his lab, and who does tests, yeah, tests in his lab, and he ends up doing this weird test where he takes all his clothes off and he becomes evil. Like, he gets electrocuted, and he becomes evil and tries to kill the other people, the other guy in there, because I guess apparently the medicine he used for a formula to become the Green Goblin to try and defeat Spider-Man. It didn't work out very well because he ended up becoming evil and apparently getting his dream come true. And Norman Osborn, Harry's father, became the Green Goblin in that movie. I can't believe I just forgot. Oh yeah, along with his Aunt May, he also did have an uncle named Uncle Ben. Now, you know that name. That name sounds familiar. Uncle Ben, the uncle in the Spider-Man comics, the Marvel comics for Spider-Man. He was his uncle, Uncle Ben, and he ends up getting shot in the middle of a New York City park because it was a robber that came by. Ben Parker was going to pick up Peter Parker from the library from doing his homework, which he never did. He went to a wrestling match to try and use his power on one of the strongest wrestlers there, the Bone Crusher, and he ended up winning. But anyway, a robber came in and stole his prize money, and he got away with it and then while the cops were trying to trace him down, he got out his gun, maybe tried to shoot the cops or something like that, but maybe missed and accidentally shot Ben Parker, who was walking into the library, Uncle Ben, and he ends up dying right in front of Peter Parker, and Peter Parker's he and Aunt May mourn over his death, so it's pretty sad. And what else? Some trouble also happens at a parade, where Mary Jane is on the balcony. At that point she's dating Harry. She's dating Harry, and they're talking. Sorry, I just got back from the dentist. They're talking. Peter Parker's down there getting really jealous. And just then, the Green Goblin, aka Norman Osborn, comes through and sabotages the whole thing. Like, he wrecks the railing of that building, and Mary Jane is holding on for dear life. And Peter Parker transforms as Spider-Man. And what is that? And saves her from the deck. Like, he saves her. Sorry, I thought I heard something out there. He saves her. Luckily, that's good. So anyway, Mary Jane ends up liking Peter instead of Harry, but Peter, in the end, Peter and Mary Jane says she loves Peter, but Peter says he only wants to be a friend to Mary Jane, and she's like, but a friend, that's all you can give, just a friend? And he's like, yes, and he walks away. He's like, because I am Spider-Man. Yeah, so and that was all. And by the end of that movie, Norman Osborn, aka the Green Goblin, ended up dying because of Peter Parker, sabotaging him, like throwing this big thing at him, and he ended up squashing Norman, Harry's father, killing him, and he got buried in the field. And Peter Parker's comforting Harry. He's like, "Don't worry, Harry. I know what it's like to lose a family member," relating to Uncle Ben. And Harry's like, "You kidding, Peter? You're the only family that I've ever had," and hugs Peter. And then he walks away, and then it's just Peter Parker and Mary Jane in that cemetery. So overall, and those are just the highlights of that movie. The rest of the movie is just like basically funny Jameson commentary and all that such. So anyway, good movie overall. Now I just ran about the first Spider-Man movie. I've seen 1 and 2. I've seen Spider-Man 2, so I'll rant about that maybe next week because I have a plan for tomorrow for another rant video. But like I said, Spider-Man 3, I just started watching that this morning, so it might be a while before I rant about that. But anyway, hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed my rant video about the first Spider-Man movie. Pretty awesome movie. And I will see you next time.